So we all know this guy, right? John Wesley, founder of Methodism, almost fantastical religious figure. And he was one of Savannah's early Anglican preachers back before Methodism was officially founded. But he had some unfortunate entanglements while he was here. It seems that on the boat over to Savannah, he fell in love with a young lady. Her name was Sophia Hopkins. And Sophia was a delightful young lady, beautiful, witty, and she was sure that whenever they got to Savannah, that John was going to propose, they were going to get married, live happily ever after, all those things. But when we got here, John ghosted her. He did not want to marry her. He did not want to propose. He did not want to make this in any way official. So Sophie, living up to her name, she got wise, and she moved on to a different guy named William Williamson. And John Wesley refused to marry them. He refused to conduct this wedding ceremony because he wanted to keep Sophie for himself, but not tie the knot. So Sophie and William hopped across the river over to South Carolina, and they went and got married. And they came back, and John Wesley refused to give Sophie communion at church. This was a very public slap in the face. And Sophie's uncle was the magistrate. Hi, Elsa. Sophie's uncle is the magistrate. And he actually put out a warrant for defamation of character against his niece because he was basically saying that she and William were living in sin because he had not conducted the wedding ceremony. So when this warrant was put out against John Wesley, Wesley ended up fleeing the colony in the night on December 2nd of 1737. And he left saying, "I have come and preached the gospel, not as I ought to, but as I was able. And I brushed the dust of this land from my feet," which is a reference to Matthew chapter 10, verse 14 and 15, saying, "If they will not listen to your speaking, then brush the dust of that town from your feet, for come the day of judgment, they shall be deemed no better than Sodom and Gomorrah." So John Wesley went back to England, and he did eventually, I think about 14 years later, get married to a widow named Mary, and he had no interest in her. Eventually she left him. I think that marriage lasted for a grand total of 5 to 7 years. I can't really remember, but he didn't really have any interest in being married. Savannah seems to have gotten over her beef with him because we now have the Wesley Monumental Church in Taylor Square and this lovely statue of John Wesley in Reynolds Square.